It's big news, the commitment in the 2025 federal budget towards supporting a Filipino Cultural Center in Metro Vancouver. The provincial government made that commitment in 2022. The City of Vancouver passed unanimous motion in 2023. And so now to hear the support from the federal government to work together with all levels of government, it's good news. And I think the community really appreciates it.
Do you have a sense as to what level of funding is needed?
That's a good question. We know that there's a motion by the Mayor Ken Sim and City Councilor Lenny Zhao to build a cultural center in Vancouver, and that's coming later this month to City Hall. So that'll go through the process. And I think what's important and critical is that we have all levels of government on board. The provincial government have just completed our engagement process, put out just recently in July, the What We Heard report, really getting the feedback from the community. What is it that they want to see? Because certainly the center has to reflect those needs and desires. And we saw some common themes. So we've just completed that, and we're now ready to go move into the next phase. And it's positive that we've got both the City of Vancouver and the federal government willing to partner and work together.
What kind of funding do you need?
That's a good question. We're still getting into that. We'll wait and see what happens with the motion coming to City Hall later this month, and look to move forward and work with the whole community. It's been something since I was elected, and even before that the community has really wanted a center.
Right. Oh, that's just it. I mean, can you even estimate how long? I'm a member of the Filipino community. I've heard conversation around this for so long. I mean, how many years has this been?
It's been decades. It's been decades. There's been lots of efforts. And when I was first elected, it was really a common request to work with the community. I've been working with the whole community, all organizations, and I can tell you that 100% of the community wants a Filipino cultural center. So it's something to really bring the community together, and not just the Filipino community. Filipino community is also known for their hospitality, their bayanihan spirit, and it's really something to bring the whole community together and to really celebrate. So it's a positive project. We've got partners on board and looking to take the next step.
What have been the biggest challenges? What's been in the way?
Well, it's, the Filipino community is still relatively young in Canada, mid-1960s, and so it's been a process of maturation, really building that institutional capacity. But I think, I would say that Filipino community is at a critical point, 200,000 nearly in British Columbia, 1 million across the country. And so really looking to take that next step, build that foundation in terms of, a project like a cultural center, that institutional foundation is something I think that has been a long time coming, and the community is really uniting behind coming together to work together to achieve that.
As you mentioned, there was the engagement, the research done by the province, by your government, and then also by the group Filipino BC. What would be the significance of having a physical community and cultural center?
Yeah, we're really looking to bring together all the research that's been done by many community groups and organizations. And we heard clearly in consistency, common themes through all of the research reports that have come to date, is that there's really, need and desire for a physical space to come together for the community. They have lots of events and activities, and it's in different spaces, so they'd like a home to come to, and also somewhere where they can celebrate culture and heritage, and really have a place for young people to come and connect. So it's really critical and key, and I think it's so important to really bring the community together.
You talk about events, and of course the community is still mourning after the event in April and the attack at the Lapu-Lapu Day Festival. I know there have been so many events and gatherings since then to raise funds for victims and their families, and also to come together in that grief. I wonder, what difference do you think a community center would make in that process in the wake of the Lapu-Lapu Day Festival?
It was a terrible tragedy and happened just blocks from my office. And I think it really made the point in terms of why the community needs a space. My community office, just 2 blocks from where it happened,
I
was
remember walking by as I was leaving the festival.
And it functioned as the crisis center for many weeks. And so it really kind of highlighted the need for a physical space for the community to come together. I think it is a critical key in terms of the healing process and journey, not just for the Filipino community, right across Vancouver, and for all communities who are impacted by that. So it is something that's really needed. I think it'll be very positive, and also is critical in terms of that healing process.
So now there's federal support, or reaffirmed federal support. There's a motion at Vancouver City Council, as you said. What needs to happen to actually happen next in order to actually get shovels in the ground?
So there needs to, we'll see what happens with the motion at the city council. They
Is
have
that looking for funding? What would that actually entail?
Mayor Ken Sim and Councillor Lenny Zoe have moved a motion to build a cultural center in the Mount Pleasant area.
Okay.
And so that's very strong support. So we'll see what is the result from that in terms of City Hall here in Vancouver. And then looking at what does that mean? An assessment has to be made, and in terms of really evaluate the next steps moving forward. And then, it's bringing not only all levels of government, but there's also, I know the community is undertaking a fundraising, a very active capital fundraising plan, which they need to do. And so that is also a big piece of it, and really bringing all that support together.
Okay. Do you have a sense of a timeline at all?
Well, it's pretty quick. The motion at City Hall is coming in a few weeks, so that's pretty fast. It's good timing in terms of the federal government budget, and also the provincial government have just concluded our engagement period. So it's kind of all coming together. It's long awaited. I think the time is now, and hopefully we'll be able to see the next step soon.
What do you think? Could this start next year?
Possibly.
Okay. We heard it here. We'll watch to see what happens out of that motion at Vancouver City Council. Thank you so much for joining us here today.
Thank you.